The first sign that something was wrong came in the form of a simple text. "Can't wait to see you tonight, face blowing a kiss." I read it on her phone when she left it on the counter, and my stomach sank. It wasn't meant for me. I stared at it for a long moment, trying to convince myself I was imagining things. I wanted to believe it was innocent. But deep down, a cold, creeping dread began to take root. In the weeks leading up to that night, there had been small, almost imperceptible signs. Missed calls she brushed off as work emergencies. Her laughter in the kitchen that sounded too loud, too forced, like she was hiding something. And the way she brushed past me, lingering just a second too long on the phone. A glance flicking over her shoulder when she thought I wasn't watching. I kept telling myself I was overreacting. I loved her, and love tends to blind you. The party should have been a celebration. It was her colleague's birthday, a crowded, buzzing apartment filled with music, chatter, and the clinking of glasses. I watched her from across the room, smiling, but my chest tightened with every glance she threw elsewhere. And then I saw it. She swung into another man's arms. A slow, effortless pivot that ended with her resting against his chest, laughing like the world had shrunk down to just the two of them. My hands went clammy. My mind raced through 100 excuses. Maybe they were old friends, maybe it was innocent, maybe I was imagining it. But her eyes, my wife's eyes, were soft, almost intimate, in a way I had never seen directed at me. I didn't yell. I didn't storm the room. I walked over calmly, as if walking slowly toward a cliff I already knew I was about to fall off of. "Hey," I said quietly. She turned surprised, and for a fraction of a second, I saw a flicker of guilt cross her face. "Oh hey, I was just dancing," I interrupted, keeping my voice steady, though my heart was hammering against my ribs. She nodded, forcing a laugh, and suddenly the room felt too loud, too bright, too unbearable. We stepped into the balcony. The cold night air bit at my skin, but it didn't compare to the chill that ran through me. "Who's he?" I asked. Her eyes darted away. I could feel the weight of every unsaid word pressing down on me. "It's nothing," she murmured. "Nothing." My voice cracked slightly, betraying the calm I was trying to maintain. "You're in his arms, smiling at him like I don't exist, and it's nothing?" Her silence was louder than any answer could have been. I remember the way the city lights reflected in her eyes, and how they looked unfamiliar. The truth didn't come out in a dramatic confession. It came slowly, painfully, through her fumbled words and my relentless questions. I found texts I wasn't meant to see, hidden apps, conversations with someone she called by a pet name I thought she only used for me. Each message cut deeper than the last. Memories that had once been warm, our first date, our quiet Sunday mornings, the late-night talks, now felt like a cruel charade. I questioned everything. Did she ever love me? Was I just a placeholder? And yet, beneath the anger there was still love. It made the betrayal feel like a physical wound. I wanted to scream, to make her feel the hurt she had caused. But I also wanted to understand, to reach whatever was left of her heart. I didn't mean for it to go this far," she admitted finally, voice trembling. "I don't know why I did it. I'm sorry. I know that's not enough." Her remorse was real, but it couldn't erase what had happened. I realized then that love isn't always enough to save a relationship. Trust once broken doesn't snap back like a rubber band. It stretches, frays, and eventually snaps entirely. We didn't fight. We didn't cry. We simply stared at each other. Two people bound by a history now poisoned with betrayal. And in that silence I made a choice, not out of anger but out of self-respect. "I can't do this anymore," I said. "I love you, I always will, but I need to step away. I need to find myself again." Her face crumpled. I could see the regret, the fear, the realization of what she had lost. But I also knew it was too late. Some things once broken cannot be fixed. I left the party alone, the music and laughter fading behind me. The cold night wrapped around me like a shroud, but for the first time in weeks, I felt a strange clarity. Betrayal had taken from me, but it hadn't destroyed me. I was heartbroken, yes, but I was also beginning to reclaim myself. Sometimes the hardest goodbyes are silent. Sometimes the strongest moments come not in dramatic confrontations, but in the quiet acceptance that you deserve better. That night, walking into the empty streets, I realized that I could survive heartbreak, and one day I would learn to love again. This time without the shadow of betrayal hanging over me.